Hello there children and welcome to the St George's Day special day on EYFS at home. And as you can see, Lammy has got changed. He's dressed as St George, and I've also been joined over here by a dragon, and that's because for this activity I'm going to tell you the tale of George and the Dragon, which is the special story for St George's Day. So Lammy's going to be St George. Okay, here we go. Long, 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 long ago, far away from here, there was a brave knight called George. And George had a horse, and he would get on his horse and he would ride around, making sure everybody was safe. One day, Sir George rode into a kingdom, and the king said, "I'm so very glad to see you, Sir George, because something terrible. In the cave, in the wood, there's a dragon. And that dragon keeps coming into the village, into the town, and taking the girls and eating them." "Oh, goodness me," said Sir George. "I will sort out the dragon. Don't you worry. Leave it to me." And so he got on his horse and off he went. Would you like to make the horse noises? Shall we go? Until he came to the woods. He climbed off his horse and he left his horse eating the grass, and he tiptoed into the woods with his sword, and he also had a very, very long sort of staff as well. Let's tiptoe into the woods until he came to a cave. "I think the dragon is in the cave," thought Sir George. He crept closer. Inside the cave there was a dragon, a sleeping dragon. Can you snore loudly like a sleeping dragon? "I'll tiptoe in," said Sir George. So he tiptoed into the cave. Just as he was about to strike the dragon woke up. "Rah! What are you doing here?" And he roared and he blew flames straight at Sir George. "Rah! Can you roar with me? Rah!" Sir George ducked out of the way of the flames and he ran outside. The dragon came after him. "Rah!" And they started to have a fight. Sir George used his sword and he swooshed and he swooshed and he swooshed. But the dragon kept moving out of the way and he kept roaring and he's blowing his flames. Rah! In the end, Sir George, his sword broke right off and he couldn't use it. Sir George was now very, very tired, so he rolled out of the way and sat under a tree. The tree was a magic tree, and it gave him special healing powers so that he soon felt strong again. "I need to think what to do with this dragon. I know," he said. "I will use my long staff." So he picked up the long, long staff, which was like a really long piece of wood with a very sharp, pointy bit, and he crept back out. "Right then, dragon, I'm ready for you." The dragon saw him coming. Sir George saw the dragon. They looked at each other. The dragon leapt back and made a big roar. And as he did, he lifted up and he showed his neck here. And quick as a flash, Sir George stabbed the staff straight into the dragon's throat, and the dragon, and he lay on the floor dead. "Whew, phew-wee," said Sir George. "That was tough." And he got back on his horse and he rode back to see the king. Well, when he told the king was delighted. "Thank you so much. You have saved my daughter. She was the only girl left. That dragon would have definitely come for her. Would you like to stay with us, and maybe you could marry my daughter by way of saying thank you?" "That's really kind," said Sir George, "but I've got to go off on lots of other quests and keep lots of other people nice and safe. But thank you very much." And he got back on his horse and off he went. And because he was so very brave, the people of England decided that when they needed a special saint for their special day, they were going to choose him. So we don't call him Sir George's Day, we call it St George's Day because he became a saint. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed hearing that story all about St George and why we have that special story for today. We'll see you soon for some more activities.